Today's voiceover talent is more than just a pretty voice. Today's voiceover talent has to be a boss, a VO boss. Set yourself up with business owner strategies and success with your host, Ganguzza, along with some of the strongest voices in our industry. Rock your business like a boss, a VO boss.
Welcome, everybody, to the B.O.S.S podcast. I'm your host, Ganguzza, with my lovely co-host, Gabby Nistico. Hey, Gabby.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Ho. Well, that was a good introduction to what we're going to be talking about today, and that is
Santa.
Holidays.
Yay.
Santa. Well, not just Santa, maybe all holidays, and what you do in your VO business to celebrate the holidays, what you do for your clients. All that good stuff. So, Gabby, what do you do, if anything, for your clients?
Okay, so I've seen a lot of different methods over the years. Me personally, what I typically do is right around the 1st of December. I sit down with my receivables for the year. I do a big receivables report.
Yes.
And I take a look at how much money people have spent with me. And if they have spent over, usually right around $5,000 is what I look at. Sometimes it's 10, depending on the relationship. Mm-hmm. And then I will decide on a monetarily proportionate gift to send, usually to the whole office. I'm big on sending gifts to everyone at the company and trying to do something that really, in a way, is almost more for the folks doing the grunt work, the producers, the writers.
Yeah, because they're important.
Yeah, totally. And food. Everybody loves food. Everybody
Who
loves
doesn't
snacks,
love food?
and right.
Honestly.
So I try to do something like that. Sometimes I'll try to make it very localized, in that I will call a company that's near them, someplace that's a little just what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, geographically specific and boutique, something that's not generic.
Yeah, like a local business.
Yeah, exactly. And so obviously one that delivers or caters and use them. And then sometimes it might be one of those larger, catalog type companies.
Well, Gabby, I love that you said that the first thing that I think is so important is you sit down and generate that report of the yearly report of what people, first of all, who is it that you have to, send thanks to, or your gifts. So you've got to sit down with that list of, or that report of receivables of your current clients, and even not just your current clients, but clients that you've had in the past that maybe you want to kind of send a card or something to just show top of mind. Kind of remind them that you're around. And I love the fact that you give to the entire office, because there's usually so many people that are involved in a production that uses our voice, right? It's not just the person that hires us or writes the check. It's all the people in between that do the video production or the audio production, anybody, the assistants that, arranges times and studio sessions. Those people are so important. Gabby, you were mentioning you sit down the 1st of December. Well, I actually start to get really nervous in November for the upcoming holidays. So I always at least start thinking and panicking a little bit before that. But I love again that you sit down and generate that report. That's the first thing that I do. And this may not just be December holidays or November. I'm talking about holidays in general. Things that you think about that might creatively surprise and bring joy. So it can be any holiday of the year, Gabby, really. Just anything that might creatively, spark or surprise your client and, bring them a little bit of gratitude and thanks for, their support during the year. It can be for any holiday. I love that. And so I think it's always good to have that list.
Absolutely. I know some voice actors that go ahead and got preemptive years ago instead of waiting for the end of the year and Christmas and New Year's when it's very predictable to receive gifts. Some people started doing Thanksgiving gifts to literally be able to say, I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for our relationship. I've seen some people wait till Valentine's Day because totally unexpected to have something come for Valentine's Day, obviously that's not related to a significant other. And I think it's kind of cute to be able to say, I heart your company.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Yeah. So
So
there's
some ideas, Gabby, of what you actually send or what you do for your clients.
yeah, I mean, I think if it's meant, I think the big mistake that a lot of people make is that if it's really truly meant to be a thank you and an appreciation of the relationship, then try not to turn it into a promotional item
Yes.
or a promotional effort, because that cheapens the sentiment and kind of it backfires. In most cases, if you're really truly wanting to be thankful, then yeah, send food, send something that the office and a couple of people at the very least can appreciate together, whether it be a catered lunch or snacks or a nice gift basket or I don't know, it could be something fun. Like one year I sent movie tickets to an entire office that liked to go. They did this. It was sort of like a thing. They would collectively, like once a month, go to the movies together. And I thought that was so great. So I sent them all, gift certificates to be able to go to the movie of choice as an office.
That's a great idea. I
yeah.
sent a tree once to a client of mine because I think that it really, if you get to know your clients, which I think, we have long standing relationships, and you get to know your clients, I think even a more personal gift, if you know them, is better. And I actually sent a little sapling tree to one of my clients, and it wasn't necessarily a holiday, but it was for, she had a death in the family, and I knew that it affected her greatly, and so that was just something that I did out of concern for her welfare, because she was going through a period of mourning.
Right.
So that, I think, really can help to enhance a relationship. So I think your gift choices really, you want to think about things that can enhance your relationship on a more personal level rather than like the promotional items. And as a matter of fact, I almost try to stay away from, even if I'm sending cards out, I try to stay away from too much of the promotional type of thing. I'll actually send, it's enough to just say, and Ganguzza voice talent, or whatever my company name is, or put maybe the website. But other than that, everything else is a wish for them to have a wonderful holiday or whatever it is. It's not about, hey, this is what I just did, here's my latest clients. It's not that type of a thing.
No,
it's
no.
It's a focus on the client and the
Some
client
fun,
alone.
There's some fun things that you can do too. Never be afraid to ask. Never be afraid to call the company and speak to someone in reception, someone in administrative, someone in
Good
HR, and go, hey, who do you guys like to order out from? Is there a local place that everyone loves? And inquire. Someone will tell you. Someone will go, oh my God, there's this amazing pizza place or whatever it is. And that gives you a way to personalize. And then the other thing that you can do, and this is fun, I've done this before. Lewis and I, Lewis Banks, who works in my office and we share studio together, my work husband, we've done things where with clients that we share in common, or even agencies that we share in common, we'll go in together, because by combining our available money, we're able to do something much bigger. We're able to do something much more impressive. And then it's like a little team effort to team effort. So one year, and we've done this actually a couple of years in a row, I think. There's a company called Popcornopolis that does really awesome,
We love
crazy
Popcornopolis
flavors. So we did this massive Popcornopolis gift basket thing, and we just said, let's keep the jobs poppin' in the new year.
Nice.
And love, Gabby and Lewis and that kind of thing. And that was the only promotional thing. That was the only mention of anything that would have been self-serving.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
But it was
Anything
at least cute. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's true. I mean, you want to make sure they know who you are.
Right.
Right, when
exactly.
you're sending a gift.
Yeah.
Like, who's a Ganguzza? You don't want that to be the reaction.
Right.
Hopefully they know who Ann Ganguzza or Gabby is when you're sending a gift to the office.
Right. But don't be afraid for it to be worded personally. Right. And you and I both, we talk about that well-written word all the time. Yes. Make it fun.
The well-written word. So true. So true. And really, you can't go wrong with food. I can almost, 9 times out of 10, I will select food. And I love that you do the local business as well, especially because if you're going to have food delivered, that's a good choice anyways, because it's not going to be, it may not incur a huge shipping fee. A lot of times I'll look for a local bakery. I think I sent a basket of muffins once and cookies and, I definitely sent an Italian basket to one of my clients who was very much Italian, knowing that he would appreciate, the selection from a
Yeah.
fellow, well, I like to say it, the fellow Italian by marriage. But I like to play on that. I like to play on those commonalities, whatever
Of
it is
course.
that you have in common with your client. Think of those things for gifts. And they don't have to be tremendously expensive, really.
No,
It's about the thought that goes
The other
into
great
it.
thing is you can go on to Groupon in someone's specific area and you can buy excursions or little like team building activities. Something fun that I've been toying around with for this year is there like those escape room type things that everybody loves that are so popular. You can literally purchase a package for a group of people from an office to go do an escape room together.
Fun.
And and it's
That's a
fun
great
and it's
idea.
different, and so things like that. Think about how can I connect with what's happening with them locally.
Sure.
Yeah.
And even if you can't think locally, maybe an excursion or a local, food place, there's nothing wrong with a Starbucks gift card.
Oh, God,
or
no.
An Amazon gift card. I, being the Amazon girl that I am, what can't you get at Amazon?
Right.
And you could do even if it's just a small amount. It's just, again, it's the thought, and that doesn't really, you won't incur a delivery fee with that, which is, I think fantastic. And again, it's really just about the thought, and it's not about, oh my God, what am I going to get that has my logo on it that I'm going to go and
Right.
send
No.
to all
No.
my clients? No, it's not like that. It really isn't. And think about clients that you haven't actually communicated with in the year. Of course, you want to take care of the clients that you've worked with during the year first, but I would also say keep thinking about the client that you worked with last year that maybe just didn't have another job, right? Or maybe you want to just remind them that, hey, I'm here and thanks so much for your support. Hope you have a great holiday, kind of thing.
Yep.
And, or just that is even more sincere if you're going to send something to a client from last year. I think that would really, like, if I were that client, I'd be like, oh, wow, that's right. Yeah. And she did that great job last year. And you know what? We've got that other, let's call her. Really, it becomes a top of mind thing. And I just was thinking about that the other day because somebody was asking me to help cast a job for them. And I'm like, who do I know? And honestly, those people that I had just emailed or just seen communicating in social media that I was communicating with, those are top of mind people. So top of mind does work, people.
Yeah.
It really, really works.
I think so, absolutely. But really, in the end, I think that decision of how to, market segment your holiday list between who gets a card, who gets the gift card, who gets the more extravagant gift, it really should just come down to how much have they spent, and what can you reasonably budget for your business that year.
Well, a good
Do you
thing to do is to prepare a budget for that type of thing. You really should have a budget. And I know so many people, when you're first starting out, you're like, oh my gosh, I just spent all this money on my studio, or I spent all my money on my classes or my demo. And honestly, I think that the error when somebody's starting out, again, they're not thinking about the business picture as a whole. And these are things that have to be incorporated in there. It just has to be.
How would you recommend that people do that, Anne? What do you think is a safe percentage to, say, put aside for end of the year or client appreciation gifts?
Client appreciation gifts, I'm going to say, gosh, a percentage of what they're spending on items,
1%, 2%, 5%? What do you think?
I'm between 5 and 10%, really.
5 and 10%. Okay.
Yeah, and of what they're spending with me. What about you, Gabby?
Pre-tax?
Yeah, pre-tax.
Or,
pre-tax.
Okay. I think that's an important
Pre-tax.
distinction
Everything's
to
pre-tax
make,
with
though.
me. Yeah.
I like to, you never know. Some people might choose to do it differently. I think
Yeah.
that's an important thing to factor into it.
Yep.
I don't know. I'd say I'm somewhere between the 3 and 5% mark.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I look to do. So again, it doesn't have to be crazy. It's
Right.
just
It
I'm
doesn't.
thinking of you. Yeah.
I think, too, Gabby, interestingly enough, because of the type of work that we do different work. Like the percentage of work that you do in one genre is a bit different than what I do. So my clients, a lot of times, I have huge clients that have come back time and time and time, and not that you haven't, but in a different monetary financial relationship. So
mine are more spread out, and I have to account for those larger numbers.
Mine lasts for years.
Production company, the whole
Yeah, I've had clients for years that have just put me on retainer. Or I'm on in a contract with them. So then that's where my percentage comes from, because the contracts are they're. I want to say that they're not that they're larger, but they are yearly based, and so therefore it's easy for me to say, okay, let's take a percentage of that and dedicate that to gratitude and thanks and that sort of thing. So
there you go. Yeah. So easy peasy.
Easy peasy, guys. So budget it in every year. Takeaway. Gratitude, thanks. Celebrate the holidays. Try to do it creatively. So I think the more creatively and more surprise. So if it's not an expected November or December holiday, if it's a Valentine's Day, like Gabby was saying, or, I don't know, the start of summer, that kind of thing. Celebrate summer, that kind of thing.
And don't make it self-serving. Don't.
Right, exactly.
Just don't.
And make sure you put it in your budget. So make sure you have that list of clients easily accessible. I'm going to have my accountant has that accessible at any given time, like on a monthly report of who my clients are and who's spending money and how much they're spending.
I can pull it up in FreshBooks right now.
Yep, exactly.
2 seconds. I can tell you that info. So it's a good thing to have handy. It's a good thing to have nearby, no doubt.
And I'll tell you what, one of my first sponsors on the list is IPDTL. As our sponsor for the V.O.S.S podcast. How much do we love IPDTL?
All the love.
All the love goes there. So you guys, if you're looking for a quality connection and recording, you can find out more at ipdtl.com.
Please make sure to go to some of our social media. Give us the like. Give us the thumbs up. Super important, guys. We need your support on places like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all the different places you can find us. iTunes and Stitcher. Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
And please tell other people about us. That would be great. We're always looking for more listeners. So if you can subscribe to us on iTunes or Stitcher, and then tell everybody else.
Tell your friends.
On iTunes and Stitcher and YouTube. And don't forget to visit us at voboss.com for exclusive content and offers.
Yep. Boss University. It's in full effect. And we've got a lot of different things for you guys to take a look at. More ways to get your Ann and Gabby VO Boss fix.
All right, guys. Have a kick butt week. Stay focused and rock your business
like a boss.
A VO Boss. See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Join us next week for another edition of VO Boss with your hosts, Ann Ganguzza and Gabby Nisterko. All rights reserved. Ann Ganguzza voice talent in association with 3 Moon Media. Redistribution with permission. Coast to coast connectivity via IPDTL.